The floodgates have been opened on Katie Porter, and if she thought that interview she tried to storm out from was the worst of her problems, she has another thing coming because people are digging up all of her dirt.
And the state could lose. Get out of my shot. Stay out of my shot.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, and we're going to go through all of it. Welcome to Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. I genuinely cannot wait to go through this with you guys today because the woman who is running for governor in California, Katie Porter, we just talked about her yesterday, she must be the most miserable person that everyone is like, oh, by the way, let me tell you what she did to me. And she now faces the worst PR crisis for, I would say, any Democrat running for office right now, which includes the Virginia AG candidate, Jay Jones, who literally called for the murder of children in leaked texts. So that is not funny. But what's funny is, like, if you are getting hit harder than that guy, you got a really big problem. And so for those of you who maybe you missed yesterday's episode, or you've been busy, you were on vacation, and you missed the original interview that was released yesterday that got people talking, here is Katie Porter melting down on a local Sacramento, California affiliate over asking, questions.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. You think you'll get 60%. Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you.
Laughs at the
That's
camera.
what you're
In a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another
She's got
Democrat?
the craziest
I don't intend
eyes.
that to be the case.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to do the very best I can to make sure that we get through this primary in a really strong position.
You don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel
you
like
need
this
them
is
to win?
unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked
This is
everybody.
unnecessarily argumentative,
and the
okay?
question is, what do you
You're not
say to the
supposed to ask real
40% of
questions.
voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that. It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered
I don't
our
care.
follow-ups.
I don't care. I
We know.
want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list.
Pleasant, positive conversation. That's all she wants. That's why she's acting like that. Well, guess what, guys? We have actually tracked down a never before seen clip of that very same interview meltdown.
So tell us who you are and what you do on the show.
You want to know who I am and what do I do? Is that a serious question?
Let's cut.
So, but Steven, why'd you screw that up? It's the wrong clip.
Sorry. It's a lot going on in here.
Actually, I could see why you would get confused on that. So people are like throwing all this fuel on the fire now because when you're a terrible bitch, I guess, you create a lot of enemies, and everyone's throwing in their receipts all out into the internet for people to go through. There's newly resurfaced footage of an interview she did. So she did this with Politico back in 2021. And now Politico is like, we've been waiting to release this. Now is our moment. And here is Katie Porter with Politico yelling at a staffer. Watch.
That we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems. And the state could lose. Get out of my shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric vehicles. It's that if we don't make a commitment
so
to
mad.
Paris Climate Accord.
Okay, it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot. Okay, I'm going to start again with
I bet you
electric
are
vehicles saving us money.
I bet you are. Now, I just want to be clear here at Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. I would never talk to anyone like that. I think that it is despicable. I think that it is reprehensible that you would ever talk to any of your staff the way that Katie Porter was talking about all of her staff. What are you doing? What? Chance, get out of my shot. Get out of my shot. God. These idiots around here. You were in my shot. Okay? Anyway, it's not, I think he came back. Did you just come back?
I was trying to fix the thing. God.
So this was not the first time, by the way, that she was, but you may think, oh, that was the first time. It was 2021. She's been doing this since 2021. No, actually, we've got another clip of her bullying staffers. And I want you to pay very close attention because she actually, you can see the anger bubbling within her. And then there's a moment where she turns off her camera. And I'm really worried about her staffers in that moment.
Oh, yes. This is why I didn't want to do, I need the lights off, the bright lights. I'm so sorry, but I am about to get on. Bernard, I need you to turn these off. These that are killing me. Hang on 1 second, everybody.
No, we should put the computer up on it.
Yes, we should have. Yes. Okay, everybody. I'm not that dark.
That's too dark.
She's about to kill. Uh-oh.
Just a minute.
Oh, no.
Okay, everybody. I'm sorry about that.
Hey,
I am in a
sorry
TV
about that.
Studio, getting ready to go on Cuomo, and so I had all those studio lights on me, and I couldn't see myself or see you guys.
So in actuality, Control Room, how would you say that, like, the full clip, how long is that pause where she's just totally gone? Is it 30? Okay, 20 to 30 seconds where she's just gone. She's like, not that dark. Oh, you know what? Just 1 second, please. And then everything goes dark. And I just feel like we need to check on those staffers and make sure that they didn't end up mysteriously missing, because if so, I think I know who killed them. I can solve the cold case like immediately. It was definitely her. And that's not even the worst. Like, this is still just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. She also fired one of her staff over text back in 2022. Okay. So, and I want you to keep that year in your mind for reference, because it was a conversation about COVID in 2022. Katie says, why did you not follow office protocol on testing? It's really disappointing. Sasha, I'm terribly sorry. You're right. I should have done better. Just because I felt okay in the moment doesn't mean that I was. Katie says, Sasha, I cannot allow you back in the office, given your failure to follow office policies. Cody will be in touch about having your personal effects shipped or delivered to your home and will lay out your remote work schedule and responsibilities for your last few weeks. So she still has to work knowing that she's fired for your last few weeks. She's like, screw you, you're fired, but you're still going to work for me until I say so. Sasha still takes it better than I would. I understand. Thank you for the last 2 years and all that I have learned. I hate to have disappointed you in the manner, as I know it isn't an excuse. I had found out my friend from the Navy had been murdered and my head was not in the best place. Yeah, I believe that. Not an excuse, but the reasoning for the lack of forethought. I appreciate everything this office has done for me. Here's Katie's response. Well, you gave me COVID. In 25 months, it took you not following the rules to get me sick. My children have nobody to care for them. I think your children owe Sasha a thank you, because any moment that they don't have to spend with your miserable ass is probably greatly cherished. They should write her a thank you card and send her a bouquet, Sasha, for getting you sick, so that hopefully they got a few days not having to be around you. And I say this also knowing that allegedly, according to her former husband, I know you guys are going to be shocked to hear that marriage didn't work out. That's crazy. I wonder what happened. Well, her former husband said that she frequently abused him verbally and threw toys, books, and other objects at him during their marriage, even pouring scalding hot mashed potatoes on his head during a fight, according to divorce records. This is who wants to be in charge of the state of California. Guys, they're not sending their best. You could see from the very first interview that dropped yesterday, homegirl's got SSRI eyes. But apparently her dosage is not high enough because she's still abusing her husband. I want to know why the mashed potatoes were scalding hot, actually. Like, scalding hot? That seems intentional.
That's me too. Like, can you even get mashed potatoes scalding hot? Like, how's that possible?
I don't know. I mean, you boil them for how long?
It's not like it's soup. It's mashed potatoes. She obviously can't cook either. She's scalding her mashed potatoes.
Is that, Steven, is that surprising to you?
No, it is surprising. Have you seen her? She can cook really well.
Okay, that's fair. So, let's set that aside for a second, okay? She is nuts and a terrible person. She's awful. She's abusive to seemingly everyone in her life. But she's also a radical nut job with her views as well. Because let's not forget, it's not just the persona, it's also the policies. And I just want to play. When President Trump won the election, she went on mainstream media and was like, my 12-year-old daughter is scared to get an abortion. Like, what?
So on election night, I went to pick up my daughter from water polo practice, and she's 12, and she got in the car and she was crying. And I said, did someone punch you? Like, water polo is a rough sport. I was like, did someone hit you? Did the coach yell at you? What happened? And she said, Mom, Trump won. Trump's going to win. And what if I get raped and I need to have an abortion? This is from a 12-year-old, my 12-year-old daughter. And so it was really a reminder of how scary this time is for people and how important it is for Democrats to have strategies, both at the state level and the federal level, to make sure that we can continue to protect people's rights.
Like, what kind of terrible mother is talking to her child in that manner? She clearly learned that from her child. By the way, this was for this past election, yes, control room? Because the election wasn't called until like 12 o'clock at night. I highly doubt that she was just picking her up from water polo at midnight. Or 10 o'clock if you want to say it's California time. That seems awfully strange that a 12-year-old was out playing water polo at 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m., and she's upset. And Katie Porter's first thought is, did someone punch you? No, Mom, because you weren't around. You're the one that punches me all the time. Like, what a weirdo. And by the way, she seems to be obsessed with the idea of abortions because she also said that it's very important to be able to obtain abortions, in case inflation gets bad. No, seriously, watch.
The fact that things like inflation can happen and it can become more expensive to feed your kids and to fuel your car is exactly why people need to be able to be in charge of how many mouths they're going to have to feed. So I think the fact that we're seeing this jump in expenses, that we're seeing people having to pay more in the grocery store, pay more at the pump, pay more for housing, is a reason that people are saying, I need to be able to make my own decisions about when and if to start a family.
I will say it's actually a little, I've never actually seen someone be able to try to tie abortion to inflation. But she really loves it. Really loves it. Like, wow, I mean, things are getting expensive. We need to kill our babies. We got to fill up our gas tanks. We need to be able to kill babies. Like, what a weirdo. And let me just, I think this one was actually an oopsies. Like, I think this was a Freudian slip here. Katie Porter saying that pedophilia, I guess, is like just a gender identity and not an actual crime.
This allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity, their sexual orientation, their gender identity.
Oh. I don't know. I feel like having sex with children is very much a criminal thing to do and is actually reprehensible. And society used to look down on that until the Democrats went off the reservation. And now we have Katie Porter saying that pedophilia is just part of their gender identity. Who are you to judge them? I think we also have another clip here of her talking more about gender and pronouns.
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here. And you're watching
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
I'm sorry.
It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
Katie.
You need to settle down and mind your business.
Oh my
okay?
gosh,
Ma'am,
Katie.
Once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
Golly, Katie, settle down. She does this way too often. It is scary. By the way, what else is scary? Just, Democrats having a normal day and wishing for Donald Trump's death, just like Katie Porter did.
We got to think every decision has to be made in tension with Trump. Soon, Trump will lose or go to prison or, I don't know, have a heart attack. I'm not sure.
We call it the hamburger.
I don't know what his
from heaven.
demise is going
Hamburger
to
from
be,
heaven.
but he'll have his demise. And the question will still be there.
demise.
Who are we as Democrats?
Throw up a screen grab of her, Stephen. As soon as possible, please, because it's like, oh, this bitch is going to say Trump is going to die of a heart attack. Miss Piggy over here is going to accuse Trump of being what? I don't know, a heart attack. Girl, you should probably have your triglycerides checked. Okay? Okay, cupcake. All right, cupcake. I shouldn't say cupcake. It'll make her too hungry. So I want to play one more clip here of Katie Porter. And I think this is actually really important. So I don't want to make light of this because it's actually enraging that Katie Porter, when discussing the issue of illegals and these people coming into our country and killing innocent Americans, primarily, specifically, I should say Laken Riley, who was brutally murdered and raped by an illegal who shouldn't have been here. Katie Porter says, well, you can't just be making policy based on one thing, please.
This happens. I think whenever we're dealing with violent crime, there is a sense of outrage, of sadness, and of loss. But I think the important thing to focus on is any one instance shouldn't shape our overall immigration policy.
No. Oh. Okay, now do gun control. Now do our gun laws, because our immigration policy is already shaped. It's already illegal to come here. That's why they're called illegal aliens. Anyway, I think we have one more piece of footage from one of her campaign stops over there in San Francisco. Oh my gosh. What is it? Steven!
Sorry,
Come on.
that's New York. That's not San Francisco. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you guys you cannot get anything right today. You know what? We're going to go to break and I'm going to let these guys in the control room have it. And then we will be back with more. First, we want to thank our sponsor, Birch Gold. So Birch Gold is there for those of you guys who maybe you've not yet diversified and you've got a bunch of, 401k, IRA, whatever it is lying around. Maybe it's from an old company that you used to be with that you're not anymore and it's just collecting dust. Go talk to my friends over at Birch Gold, because what they can do is they can help you diversify that into gold and silver. And the best part is it's not going to cost you a penny out of pocket, which is crazy when you think about the fact that the government tries to penalize you for literally everything you do with your own money. So text my name, Sara, to 989898. You're going to claim your free information kit. There's no obligation, just useful information. So text my name, Sara, S-A-R-A, to 989898. Welcome to the show, Matthew Marsden, Blaze TV contributor and actor and producer extraordinaire. Matt, I'm receiving breaking news as of the time of this taping.
Ooh.
Letitia James has just been indicted by a grand jury.
No way, I'm so surprised.
On fraud charges. Yep. I just said yesterday, you better keep your nose clean if you're going to go after Donald Trump. You better make sure that you weren't, in fact, the one who was committing crimes. And now we have good old Tish James, who has been under investigation since May over the 2023 mortgage she took out to help her niece buy a home in Norfolk, Virginia. Oh, President Trump must have been listening because I told him, let's go, buddy. We got to just lock all these people up. They're the real criminals.
Hold on. Can I?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Actor.
That was good. That was
like
really,
that?
yeah.
Do you feeling it?
That was believable.
This is just amazing. I love this. And by the way, guys, listen, it's not because we are celebrating weaponization of the judicial system. It's like finally these people are actually they're going to go to jail. Because she's going to go to jail. And this isn't the only thing, right? I mean, she had the issue with her dad, was it? And the location of, she had a primary residence and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
also, by the way, remember, she can't be the AG of New York if she
doesn't live there, right?
If that is not her primary residence. So which one is true, Tish? Which one's true? You can't have both be true at the same time. So either you should not be AG because you did so under fraudulent pretenses, or you committed mortgage fraud. Good luck to you in figuring out which one that is.
Rock hard place. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. And as we said before, Sarah, how many times have we said they do and they are exactly what they accuse you of doing and being?
They are the party of projection. The party of projection.
This is just going to be, you know what? Trump is going to have a lot of prosecutors because there's a lot of people that they need to go after. And I love it because for years and years and years, the American people have been gaslit. We know they're full of crap. We know that they're, like I said, please go after Adam Schiff next.
I was just thinking that, when Adam Schiff just saw this news, I wish we could get a camera on him.
This is... Well, I heard something. It was this.
Oh, was that a kiss, Matt?
That was his sphincter closing because he knows. Or maybe it should be more like, is his sphincter closing? Yeah. I don't know. Can you tell I'm still on medications? I don't know.
Okay. I feel like he's gay.
Why are you gay?
I feel like he's gay. There's no way that Adam Schiff is not gay,
Maybe
right?
He's just happy.
No, I feel
Can we have the name? Can we have that phrase
Adam
back?
Schiff, I'm literally Googling Adam Schiff.
Can we have that phrase back? Gay.
Gay? I never lost it.
No, but even not like...
Oh, come on. He's not married. He's married to a beard. That's what I'd like to believe.
He's married?
Yeah, to a woman.
It's so funny in this day and age.
That's actually a woman.
You have to clarify that.
A woman who is actually a woman. Not, well, I don't know, maybe. It's hard to say. Anywho, what I actually wanted to talk to you about right now is Donald Trump bringing... Every time he's in office, he brings more peace to the Middle East than ever before. And nobody wants to give him credit for it. But he has now achieved a peace deal between Israel and Hamas and secured a plan to release all of the remaining hostages. So he's supposed to make a trip to the Middle East. The hostages are supposed to be released Monday or Tuesday. And I'm just saying the Nobel Peace Prize winner or whatever is going to be announced tomorrow morning. And if this were at all a fair and just world, it would be him.
Well, I mean, Barack Obama got it for doing absolutely bugger all.
For bombing Syria more times than any other prior president.
Civilians, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that doesn't scream peace.
Barack Obama, you win it. It's like, it's unbelievable. But, I mean, listen, if he wins it tomorrow, that means the world is very much changing.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I don't think that it's not going to take him winning it tomorrow to already know that the world is very much changing, because you do have, I mean, his ceasefire deal still stands how it is. The world will change there. You've got the Israel-Hamas ceasefire plus the Israel and Iran ceasefire. So there's two. The Rwanda-Congo peace treaty. You've got the de-escalation between India and Pakistan. I mean, that's all just happened in the last 262 days.
Yeah, but
all because of President Trump.
It doesn't matter though, does it? I mean, it could literally, how many times have we said this? It could literally cure cancer and they would still say, he was doing something bad. It's
They'd be like, yeah, but think about all of the healthcare CEOs who will lose out on millions because they can't charge for cancer treatments anymore. What a bastard.
Yeah, think about all the jobs that will be lost. I mean, they'll just come up with some kind of ridiculous thing. But I mean, he really is, and he said he was going to do this. He said from the very beginning. And do you remember, everyone was like, he's going to get us into another war. No, he's actually gone. He's probably, I don't know. I mean, is he the most peace-oriented president of all time, actually?
Might be. I don't know. I wish that I knew history as much as I should to answer that question. But I mean, certainly that I can remember.
Well, I mean, you can't really say, like, let's just go back to George Washington.
Well,
right?
sure.
And even, like, Abraham Lincoln.
That's what I'm saying. Modern day, yes. Modern day, 100%.
Which is, it's really unbelievable.
And what is more unbelievable about that is when you take the added context of he did all of these things. He did the Abraham Accords in the Middle East, and then Joe Biden turned everything upside down. So it's not even that like President Trump did this. It's that President Trump did this in 262 days after Joe Biden spent 4 years escalating every single conflict that he possibly could, including Israel and Hamas, and including Russia and Ukraine.
Well, it just shows you what great leadership can be.
Yeah.
And he is a great leader. There's no two ways about that. Whatever they want to say, at the end of the day, and I do hope that this is the case, that you're going to see all the things that he did and all the things that they said about him, and they're just completely incompatible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, really, and like, how many times have we said this? I don't care if my surgeon, I don't care if the guy who did my neck was, had 6 wives, I don't care. Is he the best orthopedic surgeon for the job? I'm just saying right now, my head hasn't fallen off. Not yet.
Well, what if he had 6 wives at the same time?
I don't care as long as he can do my neck. I don't care. No, but the point is that, they keep holding Donald Trump to an impossible standard and an unrealistic, not only just impossible, unrealistic and fake standard that they don't apply to anybody else, including themselves, right? Like, including themselves. It's unbelievable. Like you're saying, Letitia James, you can't even make this up, can you? That she's like, I'm going to go after him all the time. She's doing all this stuff. It's the balls on these, but the audacity on these people. They've got away with it for years and years and years. And this is why, and we've said this on the show 1,000 times, we cannot stop. We've got to just keep going. And I'm loving it right now.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the fact that we actually could verify that the Biden regime tried to talk Zelensky out of a deal. Russia wanted to come to the table, and our administration said, don't do that. Don't do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. And it's like, they literally wanted war. And President Trump is stopping war on so many different fronts, and still, he's literally Hitler. I don't know. I never heard that Hitler behaved in that manner.
What I'm really looking forward to is what these maniacs that went and protested on the college campuses with their Palestinian flags. I mean, can you imagine? I think it's like you can hear this popping and it's all their heads exploding because they cannot comprehend that the man that they hate, Orange Man Bad, just actually fixed the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we know this. We knew that he was always going to try and do it. And look, what this might do actually, not for the real hardcore maniacs, but it might actually turn a few people's heads now and start going, come on, because you cannot deny him and what he's done. No new wars.
Right.
And by the way, he did it by saying, I will bomb you into oblivion, right?
I believe we call that peace through strength.
It's exactly right.
Turns out that works. Way better than having a doddering old man who is a potato in the office for 4 years. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back with more, but we want to thank our sponsor this segment, PreBorn. So PreBorn, I honestly love partnering with PreBorn. It's just so easy for me to tell you what to do here because it is such a noble cause. What PreBorn is doing is very simple. They are saving babies' lives. PreBorn is going to offer a scared mother who has been told by the left that it's just a clump of cells. Oh, you're pregnant? Sorry, it's just a clump of cells. Just go get an abortion. Just go to Planned Parenthood. Don't worry, you won't regret it. That's not true. And what PreBorn's network of clinics is doing is they are showing women the truth on ultrasound. They see their baby on ultrasound. They hear the heartbeat. That's it. That's it. That's all it takes. And that woman in that moment is twice as likely to choose life. Ultrasounds cost money, $28 to be precise. $28 is the cost of an ultrasound. So I'm asking you guys, can you sponsor one ultrasound? Can you sponsor 5 ultrasounds? However many ultrasounds you can sponsor, even if it's just one, please, will you please help me save babies? We want to save as many babies as possible here at Sara Gonzales Unfiltered. Please donate however much you feel led to donate at preborn.com/Sara. That is preborn.com/Sara. Well, Matt, you know, everyone's pissed off about Bad Bunny doing the Super Bowl in Spanish, the halftime show in Spanish.
Yeah. Sí,
señora. Well,
your people.
Listen, I don't claim Bad Bunny, okay? I am Hispanic, but he's Puerto Rican and also apparently just dabbles in getting too close to satanic stuff in his.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Also, he's been trans or something. Yeah, I don't know.
I saw the fact that he didn't stand up for the national anthem once, which is like.
Can we show that actually? Yeah, there he is. Why would we grant him the pleasure? Why would we grant him the honor of performing for the Super Bowl? No idea, other than apparently the NFL has farmed that out to Jay-Z, which is wild. But Turning Point is now they've officially announced it, providing an alternative halftime show. We kept telling them, we're like, I know, we should just do our own halftime show. Well, now they are doing it. They said performers and event details coming soon, but this will be the all-American halftime show. And I'm just wondering, who should be on the list? I heard people were like, well, Creed, duh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I've been saying this actually for a good 10 years now.
I know. I thought of you. I'm like, this is just what you advocate for.
But I'm not doing it, am I? I mean,
maybe they'll ask you, Matt.
Maybe. I could go sing again when my voice is better.
What's wrong with your voice?
I had my throat.
Well, I know, but how does that affect your voice?
Because they moved my whole voice box to one side, so I don't.
Be such a baby.
Okay.
Be such a baby. They just moved it. They put it back.
Yeah, they did put it back.
Moved it a little bit, and then they put it back.
Yeah, you know,
being a drama.
Well, I was hoping actually that because sometimes when you have that operation done, you sound like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, my mom did.
You could have a bad. What's his name? Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny and Mickey Mouse. Like it would have been
Bad Bunny. Anywho,
let me just ask you this, right? Do you remember the day, like back in the day, rock stars would be like called things like Sting. And now we've got like Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I would like to know how he got that name. It's not manly.
It's totally not manly. I mean, at least Sting's manly.
I'm trying to think of any of the other ones.
Boner.
Why? Yeah, that's what I was like. Why is that manly? Other than it sounds like boner.
Well, it's Vox Bono, right? Vono Box or something like that. I don't know. It's Latin anyway.
Okay, so my producer just said that Bad Bunny name came from he was forced to wear a bunny suit and then was mad about it.
He's not called Mad Bunny. What about not Mad Rabbit?
He must have been really bad at it.
Well, you know, look.
You just can't trust someone who calls themselves Bad Bunny. You're just like, oh, play at the American Super Bowl halftime show. No, thank you. You don't even have good taste in your own stage name. Why would I let you perform for the entire country?
It's crazy. I mean, I remember growing up and wanting to watch the Super Bowl because of the halftime show.
It was a thing. It was a thing. It was like just like Turning Point has the all-American halftime show. That's what it was at a certain point. That's what it was. So you guys knew that all the way in the UK.
No, we did it. I mean, it was a major event. It's like the Oscars, everyone. And that's the other thing, by the way, Turning Point, make an alternative to the Oscars. I've been saying that for 10 to 15 years as well, because all that is like some communist propaganda BS, right? So here's the thing. John Rich will play.
That's a good one.
Kid Rock obviously will play.
That's a good one.
Jason Aldean will play.
Jason Aldean will definitely play.
And then I'm out. I don't know.
Well, it's only, what is it? Like, I know the Super Bowl halftime is longer than a normal halftime, but not much.
Yeah, but
it's only like 15 to 30 minutes. They can't have too many acts.
Yeah, but
although they did have the one where it was like Aerosmith and Britney Spears and who else? Justin Timberlake.
You've got to do it. You can't just have like one artist. And what I would do is, I mean, look, we shouldn't be watching the NFL anyway. I hate to say this.
You're right about that. I've stopped. Steven, have I stopped?
Oh, yeah, she doesn't watch.
I stopped years ago, and every time people want to talk about, I'm like, it's very easy for me, guys. I was a Cowboys fan. It's very easy for me to stop watching. I'm just putting myself out of my own misery. Like that's it. That's all there is to it. But that's driven me crazy as well, because it's like, why are we still watching the NFL?
Well, this is the thing with the boycotts, right? It's like boycotts apart from when it really inconveniences me with things that I really like doing.
Right. And then it's like, well, it'll be fine. What does one person matter? Actually, a whole hell of a lot when there are millions of us. All right, Matthew Marsden, thank you so much for being here. And when I come back, did you guys realize there's still actually a government shutdown happening? Yeah, we've got a lot to get into with my next guest. Don't miss it. Now, you may have forgotten, since President Trump is brokering peace in the Middle East and still making moves to try to make America great again, you may have forgotten that the government is still actually shut down. It's been shut down for like 8 days now, and there doesn't seem to be any movement on this, any sort of negotiations that seem at all like they're working. And what we know is that the Democrats are picking this fight over healthcare subsidies for illegals. And I want to bring on my next guest, and I will be very fascinated to hear what he thinks about what Representative Chip Roy brought to my attention last week. So joining me now is Wendell Potter. He's the president of the Center for Health and Democracy. And he is also, if you don't mind me saying so, sir, he is a reformed health insurance executive, worked at Humana and Cigna for like 20 years. So I'm sure you know the space better than anyone. Thank you for being on, first of all.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So I want to do this. I want to ask you, I want to play this clip of Congressman Chip Roy from my show last week. And then I want to come back and get your thoughts on what he had to say, because he kind of blew my mind with this this angle on the Republicans and Democrats fighting over this one issue of healthcare or subsidies for illegals. And I want to get your thoughts on whether or not you think that this might be the case. Watch.
So Democrats have done this unbelievable thing where they're picking a shutdown fight to spend more money.
Right.
And not only to spend more money, but to give that money to illegal immigrants for healthcare. And to be very clear, enrich insurance companies with massive subsidies that will go to the K Street lobby and all of the insurance companies, $40 billion a year. Who's gotten rich in the 15 years of Obamacare? Is it the average American?
Nope.
They're paying $25,000 a year for insurance that is horrible.
Yep.
That they can't go to the doctor of their choice, they can't afford, they can't get the benefits they want to get. And meanwhile, the insurance companies are just skyrocketing in profit, and we're going to give them $40 billion more a year. I think that's insane.
So what Chip said, Wendell, is that the Democrats are using this illegal issue as the negotiation tactic to say, okay, fine, well, we'll give you that, but really we get to keep all of these subsidies for all of these insurance companies. And I haven't heard anyone from the Republican side warn about all of these subsidies that all of these insurance companies are receiving. What say you about that?
Yeah, and I agree with the congressman on many things. He's exactly right. These subsidies go straight to insurance companies, the ones that I used to work for, like Humana and Cigna. Huge amounts of money. In fact, these companies have grown so big in the past few years that United Health Group, which owns them, is now the third largest company in America. And the congressman's right. Health insurance policy in the workplace now is over $25,000. Increasingly, employers are finding it hard to keep offering coverage to their workers. But these companies have been raking in the money. Just last year, the 7 largest insurers pocketed over $71 billion in profits. About $1.5 trillion flowed through them. So I think the congressman's right, and I'm finding more and more interest among Republicans and Democrats to take a look at this industry and how it's been able to pull that off.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very fascinating to me to watch the way that the Democrats have been able to control the optics and the narrative with regard to Obamacare, because you look at how health insurance has gotten much more expensive since Obamacare was originally enacted. And you look at all of these subsidies and the way that they were able to expand these subsidies during COVID under Obamacare. And now all of a sudden we're like, no, we're just supposed to keep those. Well, hold on. Wasn't that just supposed to be a COVID era type thing that we were then going to remove? All of a sudden it becomes, well, we're never allowed to remove it. But it just becomes incredible to me that the Democrats can still tout Obamacare and then say, no, trust us to be able to fix your health care and fix your health insurance, when it seems like they were the ones who escalated breaking it in the first place.
Most of the Democrats, you're right, have been very protective of the Affordable Care Act. That's been their baby. And I will say that some people certainly do have health insurance now that didn't have it before, because we saw that increasingly people were not able to pay for their health insurance. But shoveling all this money to insurance companies, in my view, is absolutely not the way to go, because they're making money hand over fist on the Medicare Advantage program. That's another thing that there's Republican interest in trying to get a handle on that. Insurance companies have been able to game laws regardless of what administration is in power. They've certainly gamed the Affordable Care Act, but you can go back to 2003 for the law during the George W. Bush administration that established the Medicare Advantage program. They have figured out how to game that as well, too, to the tune of about $84 billion a year in excess payments from the federal government. It is just outrageous what these companies have been able to pull off and kind of pull the wool over the eyes of all members of Congress, regardless of party affiliation.
Yeah, although it does also surprise me too, Wendell, when I hear from certain people in Congress that there's, the waste, fraud, and abuse of all of these programs doesn't exist. It's like, are you kidding me? It's rampant, right. It feels like, and nobody seems to want to solve that problem.
I know. And, the reason for that is because these companies, as big as they are able to kind of control Washington. They shut down a lot of conversation and debate about how to regulate them, or at least give them oversight, or if nothing else, to make sure that fraud, waste, and abuse is addressed. And so far, they more than anybody else have been able to keep that from happening.
Yeah. So what would you say if they came to you and they said, Wendell, we want to solve this crisis? Because I just have to tell you, I am a firm believer that Republicans need to get out ahead of the raising cost of healthcare and the economy, everything across the board. We need to get ahead of that before the midterms. And so I want to talk about this. I keep talking about it. I keep telling Republicans you need to address it sooner rather than later, because it's going to come back to bite you. And so if they came to you and they said, okay, we're ready to tackle this. We understand that this is squeezing the average American, and we need to actually do something to address the high costs. What would you tell them that they need to do in order to address that?
To take these big insurance companies out of control of our healthcare system, one of the things that is clear to me, and I'm seeing Republicans, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, who just in recent days has been tweeting about this. She's called U.S. health insurance companies a big scam, and she's absolutely right. I would say go after these companies, expose them, and I meet with members of Congress on both sides of the aisle, more Republicans this year than Democrats, because they have the power and they're listening, and they see me as a good faith operator. But they need to understand just how these companies operate and how it is putting their constituents at a disadvantage. People hate insurance companies, absolutely despise them. It's hard, even if you have coverage, to get the care that you need. That's what I would say. These companies need to be disintermediated. In other words, they're middlemen who suck so much money out of our healthcare system, out of the pharmacy supply chain. And there are Republicans like Buddy Carter from Georgia, who's running for Senate, who gets this. And I'm from East Tennessee. Congresswoman Diana Harshbarger is another one who gets it. So there are a lot of Republicans that I'm talking to understand that the main villain in our healthcare system that they need to take on, and I think would be a winning issue, are big insurance companies.
Last question. I felt like that was going to be my last question, and then you're saying all of these things, and I'm so fascinated. I come up with more questions as I'm listening to you. So I just for reference, I am also a recovering insurance broker. So I owned my own brokerage firm, and we did small to medium businesses, health, life, all of that. And I always thought through all the courses that I took, we learned that health insurance was never supposed to be like a big industry where every single person got it. It was really designed for something different than that, for the rich to be able to hedge their bets, or, however you want to classify it. But it does feel a whole lot like the college industry, where it was made as, okay, for these certain professions, you probably need to go to college. But we also have trade schools, and we also have these other alternatives. You don't have to go to college. And then all of a sudden it turned into, actually, you have to go to college. Everyone has to go to college and get a degree so that you can work for a living. And it feels a whole lot like the insurance company, or the insurance industry, I should say, has kind of transformed into this one size fits all thing. And I just felt like it was never really designed for that. And you know the space way better than I do. So please feel free to tell me if I'm wrong, but it does feel like it's just been turned into this giant industry that it was never actually designed for.
I think that's right. And I talked to a lot of agents and brokers today, and many of them have become disillusioned. They realize that these big companies have changed what used to be the case, or at least they see how these companies are putting small and mid-sized businesses at a great disadvantage. Increasingly, small businesses with 50 or fewer workers, they just simply can't afford coverage anymore. Yeah. And the insurance industry has sold us a bill of goods that they can control healthcare cost. They have no interest in doing that because, as you know, as healthcare costs go up, they just increase their premiums. And so far, employers have been willing to suck it up, those that can. But it's inhibiting entrepreneurship. It's hurting small businesses and small communities in particular, rural areas that don't have really big employers that can offer subsidized coverage. It's really, really broken. And that's another thing I think Republicans can campaign on. Any candidate can. In rural areas, small towns, it is really, really hard to be able to get coverage that's affordable and that's worth buying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope that they take your advice, because I think that it's going to come back and bite them if we have neither party who is willing to address this healthcare issue, especially now that we've got the government shut down. Hey, you guys are negotiating. Let's talk about these issues and fix them now. Wendell Potter, I appreciate your time. Will you join me again soon?
I'd love to, Sarah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Wendell Potter, president of the Center for Health and Democracy, who knows much more than me about this. So I appreciate his invaluable insight. All right, that is it for us. We will see you guys again tomorrow. Good night.